Hey everybody, Joshua here at Johnny Appleseed Organic, and today we're going to be talking about rotationally grazing pigs and chickens. Rotational cell grazing is the process of moving animals across a landscape within a smaller confined area. As opposed to manually moving your animals across the landscape with like on a horseback and such, you just pin your animals into a smaller area and you move them frequently across the landscape. So here at Johnny Appleseed Organic, we have a cell grazing system, a rotational cell grazing system with Meishan pigs. We got Big Boy to my left right here. And we have chickens. We have what looks like a Buff Orpington, but I'm not 100% sure. And then what I think is a speckled Sussex. And we have two Brahmas that just somehow wound up in the mix. I like them a lot. They're bigger, chunkier birds. When we go to move our fences on our rotational cell grazing system, first thing we'll do is we'll generally turn off the energizer and we'll start pulling up the fences a little bit. We'll take what we call the sag poles off and we'll get prepared to move our fence. Before we actually move our fences though, we'll take a weed eater or a brush cutter and we'll cut where the fence will go. So if there's any tall grass or oats or daikon radish or cover crops, we'll cut those down where the fence is going to go so our fence doesn't short on those plants. And then from there, we'll set up our fence. We generally like to leave an area open. We call it the front or the back door. And we'll pull our animals through that front or back door, close it up, set up the energizer, and we're good to go from there. When you're doing this style of moving your animals across the land, what you're really doing is you're replicating a natural system. You're moving your animals in kind of mobs across the landscape. And when the animals are moved across the landscape, they're urinating, they're defecating, and they're eating the plant materials on the site. And what's amazing about when an animal eats a plant material, they digest that plant material and they make it hyper bioavailable to the microorganisms in the soil. As opposed to if I just take plant material, pull it out and drop it, a fair amount of that plant material is actually oxidized and not made bioavailable to the soil microorganisms. So the amazing thing about animals is their ability to anaerobically digest things in the form of plants or insects and drop that in the form of their manure, which is very bioavailable. A behavioral pattern of a chicken is it scratches using its feet. And you can think of its feet as many micro tillers, just tilling up the very top couple inches of soil and moving it around. And then the nature of a pig is it takes its snout and it moves the soil all around as it's foraging for food. Thank you for joining us today on this rotational grazing video. If you liked what you saw, like us, give it a thumbs up, hit the bell so you can get notifications whenever we drop a new video. Follow us on all the social medias. Thank you very much.